From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. Roz, Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow!
You just won $1,000.
That's amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yo, Troy, it's Roz and Mocha.
Hey, Mocha, what's going on?
Good, buddy. Troy's been trying to get on the show since like April.
Okay? Oh, wow, dude.
Troy sent us this. How do I call in to be a part of Let's Do the News? I've been listening to everyone who's been doing it, and they've been doing it wrong. I know I got this.
Wow. Okay, so first of all, welcome. What have everybody else been doing wrong? What have they been doing?
So when you say let's do the news, you have a let's do the news. A lot of people have been missing that part, and that's the most important part of your news. So I've been like practicing it, and I think I got it.
How long you been listening to the show?
It's been I think 3 years now.
Okay, so you've heard a lot. You've heard a lot of news.
I've been I listened to the full podcast.
Okay.
I think I just finished it last week, actually.
Okay.
So I'm all caught up. I'm happy with it.
Hey, before we get you to scream out, Let's Do the News, did you listen to the history of Roz and Mocha, the 6-part docuseries?
I did, and it was honestly, it's my favorite thing I've ever seen. You guys did such a great job with that. So all your fans should be so happy about it. It's so good. It's so good.
All right.
I can't stop listening to it.
Amazing. Okay, back to the business.
Okay.
Anytime you're ready.
All right. Hey, yo, Mocha.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's do the news.
You know what? Because your phone cut out.
Your phone cut out a little bit.
I don't know what was going on.
Hold the phone a little bit farther away. Hold the phone a little bit farther away from your face, okay? Like when I do it.
Go outside and do this?
Okay.
God damn it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, go outside. Well, like when I do it, I'll tell you when I do it, I don't keep the microphone like really close to my face. Like when I do Let's Do the News, I'm like way back here, man.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm far.
Okay.
Okay? Like,
all right.
Yeah.
So I'm outside and everyone's going to look at me like I'm weird. But we're good.
Okay.
All right. Hey, yo, Mocha.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do the news.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I like it.
Hang on.
I put my phone way too far from my
No, you didn't.
mouth.
No, you're not hanging on to it long enough. Hang on to it a little bit longer.
Okay, so let me do it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah.
Yo, you made Jim's face just squint up his mouth.
Yeah. Hang on to it a little bit longer.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Hey, yo, Mocha.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Let's do the news.
Hey.
Troy, that was amazing.
About time. Sorry about that.
No problem, dude.
I got so nervous. As soon as you guys gave me the call, I got all shaky.
No. I knew you'd pull it out.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you.
You got it, man.
You guys, before I go, can you guys ask me that question?
You made me fall on the floor.
What? You want to hear the question?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
You know his favorite. Come on.
Should I call you mister?
Oh, God.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
News break.
With a week left until the thousands of LCBO workers could walk off the job, the LCBO has announced that if that does happen, the stores will close for 14 days. I think that's minimum, even if they make a deal the next day. I'm not even sure how that works or why they would even say that. But 14 days if no deal is reached by July 5th, so 1 week today. Nice. Then they said after 14 days, only 30 of their 699 stores it operates will open for in-store shopping. Could you imagine those lines?
Yikes.
They will, and those stores, those 30, will only be open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with limited hours.
Oh my God.
So while stores will be closed for 2 weeks, this is like super interesting here. The LCBO said that it would continue to fill online orders, like home delivery orders.
Okay.
On its website. So if you do that and you're already set up, then you should be good to go.
Maybe those staff aren't union?
No, because it's just delivery, right?
Well, somebody has to take it off the shelf.
I don't know how that works. I don't know, man. Look it up. I don't know. You think I got all the answers? I just go in there and buy my stuff, leave.
Yeah.
I say, what's up? Have some small talk. Yo. I didn't mention the strike to anybody on the answer.
Oh, yeah. No,
I
you
went
can't
in
do that.
yesterday. I didn't,
You can't be like, yo, what's new?
Yeah, I know.
Hey, guys.
Can't do that. Yeah.
Sun shining. Have a nice day.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Big Brother Canada canceled after 12 seasons on Global. Global really going through it. They're just dumping really everything.
Yeah.
12 seasons. And God, when did that start?
12 seasons ago.
Well, no, but it's not. But sometimes it's not a year, right?
Like 2011.
Yeah, it's been on for a real long time. Arissa Cox, who's a great friend of mine, I started my television career around the same time she started her television career. Was the longtime host, good friend of the show. Damn it, more a huge fan of the show. Caught up with Arissa.
How did the cancellation of Big Brother Canada hit you personally? And what do you want to say to all of the fans like myself who have watched for so many years?
Well, Maury, I would say it's bittersweet. I have so many mixed emotions. You know, on one hand, I'm just so proud of being able to make magic with incredible people for 12 years and to prove that we have world-class creatives in this country who could mount a social experiment on such a high level. This is a big blow to our hundreds of thousands of loyal fans that we care deeply about and a massive loss for the TV industry in this country. I just keep coming back to this wicked ride we were able to take together. So to our fans, I say thank you for the love and right back at ya.
And a lot of fans are pissed, saying that the actual death of the show is when they got rid of the live feeds.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what fans really love, but they got rid of them here.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Camila Cabello releases CXOXO album, which features 2 songs with Drake. What you got over there, Mocha?
The single is called Hot Uptown.
Yeah. Nike me shoemaker. Yeah. Benz on me car maker. Yeah. Tiffany me ring maker. Let me grip by your money maker. Okay. Grip by your money maker. Okay. Hotline I go bling later. Okay. Trust me, we are link later.
It's a nice song. I like it a lot, man. This is like the 2024 version of Drake and Rihanna, Too Good.
Also sounds like Passion Fruit or Signs, one of those other records.
Yeah. It's a good record, though. It's hot for the summer. That's the first, first time we've heard Drake, on a track that's not directed at Kendrick since that whole beef, right?
Yeah.
The other one is called Ugly, spelled with 3 U's. It's like more of an interlude song. It's under 2 minutes on the album, by the way. It's like 1:50.
Let me go break it down. We should just take the things I say as truth. There's not a measure and tape long enough that could measure the distance that I went for you.
I like it.
You like that?
I do.
Yeah, really, huh? I don't know what to do with a song like that. I don't know what to do with a song like that. When are you listening to that song? What are you doing in life where you're listening to that song? It's just...
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I said folding laundry.
Shit. Lying in bed crying with Shem.
Oh, yeah.
Sheets all full of tears.
So embarrassing.
Rubbing his nose on the pillow.
Don't be ridiculous.
That's hot.
Hey, mommy loves you.
Oh, Shem.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
This is a crazy story. So a Republican state lawmaker from Vermont has had to apologize to a Democrat, her colleague in the legislature, after she was caught on video pouring water into his bag. So I think that this guy said that it had been going on for 5 months.
God. I thought you just meant one time she was caught on camera.
No. So they have imagine a hall with hooks on it, like a cloakroom kind of thing, right? And he has just a canvas. It looks almost like a beach bag or a shopping bag or whatever that he just carries his stuff to work in. And he hangs it on the hook. And he would always go and get his bag at the end of the day, and the inside of it was wet, right? And he's like, what is even going on? They check the roof check all this stuff. And then he sets up like a hidden camera in the cloakroom, and you see this woman he works with, a lawmaker, a colleague, and she walks through the cloakroom, and she has a little plastic cup of water, and as she's walking by, she backhand dumps it into the man's bag and keeps walking.
That's so petty.
Okay.
You know how much you got to hate a coworker to do that?
Okay, so here...
Give me an idea.
Okay, so here is Mary Morrissey's apology, and then Jim Carroll's response.
It was conduct most unbecoming of my position as a representative and as a human being, and is not reflective of my 28 years of service and civility.
It was torment. There's no doubt about it. With me, anyway. There's going to be some work to be done between the two of us.
Yeah. All my stuff's wet. The papers. I was going to go to the gym after.
Yeah. It's like, I've been eating wet lunch for 5 months.
Yeah. All my stuff.
I applaud that, Petty. Really good.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Good God, that debate last night between Biden and Trump, that split screen was killing Biden, huh?
What happened?
Well, they kept doing the split screen, and Biden was just like his eyes were like this, and his mouth was hanging open, like when he wasn't talking.
He was
and
glitching.
So I'll get to the montage first. So the Trump people released this right after the debate, which is a 95-second montage of Joe Biden just like not sounding like he even knows where he is. So here's a little bit of that.
Both sides, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare. We're trying to provide housing for Black Americans. The impact
So
the music doesn't help either.
This was like the whole night too, and it started early. Like he blanked early. So here's what they're calling the kill shot, which was, and Trump didn't do a lot of calling him out on his sort of cognitive abilities. But this is what a lot of people were saying was the kill shot. So Biden lost his train of thought and ended the sentence poorly, and Trump responded.
Move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
Damn, bro.
Wow.
And
throwing shots.
And I kept it on CNN afterwards because CNN, if anybody's going to try and spin this in a way that was positive for the Democrats and Biden, it was going to be CNN. And they had 10 people on a panel, and like half of them were almost in tears.
Yeah, they couldn't do it.
They could not, and they were like
stunned.
It is incredible what happened, and because Biden's people were the ones that wanted this debate, right? So here's a little bit of John King right after the debate on CNN.
He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match.
Sorry.
A little bit of John
minutes
King.
into the debate, and it continues right now. It involves party strategists. It involves elected officials. It involves fundraisers. And they're having conversations about the president's performance, which they think was dismal, which they think will hurt other people down the party in the ticket. And they're having conversations about what they should do about it. Some of those conversations include, should we go to the White House and ask the president to step aside? Other of the conversations are about, should prominent Democrats go public with that call? Because they feel this debate was so terrible.
And on top of all of that, the footage in the past, 6 weeks
doesn't help
of President Biden showing up public places looking like he's lost.
And everybody said that we were crazy. Right. But the thing is, they wanted this, though. Like, it's almost elder abuse. We talked about this last week, right? Like, it's almost elder
81
abuse.
years old.
It is almost elder abuse. They spent 90 minutes just saying that they're the worst person in the world to each other. The only time they really lit up, though, and started going back and forth is when they started talking about golf.
Of course.
But he can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards.
Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him.
Come on, guys.
I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag.
Ooh.
Think you can do it?
Ooh, tough guy.
Oh, wow. He's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
So offended.
But I had, how many?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
Let's
not act like children.
President Trump, we're going to
21.
Let's not act like children.
Real bad man.
You might as well at that point just challenge each other to an arm wrestling match.
America's effed. They are so left right now.
Can I get in there on the golf competition?
Yes, please.
We're gonna whip both of them.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I gotta play you this clip. I have a new love for Paris Hilton, man. She really came around after that documentary, and she became a mom. And
the documentary is what changed it for me, for sure.
Yeah. And you sort of realize that, Paris Hilton is two people. There's the Paris Hilton that we all saw on television and still continue to see on television when she's DJing and all this stuff, because she cranks up the Paris Hilton, right? She cranks up the voice. But I want you to listen to this, because Paris Hilton was in front of Congress earlier this week, where she was lobbying for the youth treatment facilities and described her own traumatic experience when she was taken out of her home at her parents' will and thrown into one of these like camps where she was tortured and sexually assaulted and everything else. So she's in front of Congress, and you're going to hear the beginning of this. She's talking to somebody who is on the bench, and they had been communicating, and they have a great relationship. And you hear Paris Hilton talking about their Zoom call. Listen to Paris Hilton's voice change when she becomes the other Paris Hilton when she starts talking about the issue.
Thank you. I enjoyed our Zoom call, and I love your jacket. The sparkles are amazing.
They had a little bling here for today.
Yes. I wanted to find out who made it later. But I think the most important thing is...
Oh, my God.
They need access to therapy, counseling, mentorship, and other community-based programs. And I think it's also important to not...
That sounds
and that's not an edit. No. She went from that to that like that, so that smoothly.
Sounds like somebody else just completely walked in and took over the mic.
For today.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to find out who made it later. But I think the most important thing is...
Like, this is my serious voice.
Isn't that incredible?
Goes from baby voice to like that.
Yes.
It's so weird.
Like, love your jacket. Also, listen to what I got to say.
It's like when the Toronto Mans get their first job, right?
Oh, God.
Yo, Crody. Oh, excuse me, sir.
Is it okay if I take my 15-minute break right now?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Football. Argentina defeated Colombia 1-0 yesterday.
It's over. Triple crown secured. Legacy cemented. Argentina win the Copa America again.
Man, that crowd.
There was a bunch of the game was super delayed because there was a bunch of people that like non-ticket holders that rushed the stadium.
Yeah, they were getting into the vents.
Yeah, I saw that video. People were climbing through vents.
I know.
To try to get in.
It's crazy.
Like it was a heist movie, right?
We were in Florida last week, right? And we just got back on the weekend. And it's like, oh, man, maybe we should try to get tickets for the game. Because we weren't far. We were like 25 minutes away from Miami.
Yeah.
But after seeing that footage, I was like, there's no way in hell I'd step foot.
Yeah.
My soccer group chat was just lit.
No.
That was enough for me.
I was talking to a guy who was, I guess he grew up in England, and he was telling me the trick to peeing at a football match. And this is back in the day, right? This is back in the day. And he's like, if you ever just see crowd shots or anything like that, anytime you see somebody like back in the day walking in with like a newspaper under their arm, right? It was so they could pee without having to go to the bathroom, because what they would do was stand in the stands, right? And the newspaper was folded. So it was like a rectangle kind of thing, right? Like, when you fold a newspaper twice, right? And then what you would do is you would just stand up and take it out, and you would put the newspaper in front of it like you were just holding it, and then you would pee into the back of the newspaper, and then it would just run down and hit the,
That's disgusting.
Yeah, because they didn't want to miss the football match.
That's so gross. Also, paper cuts.
Yep. So it was looking very South American last night at that game, but it was in Florida. Climbing through vents, they let people in. They had to let them in. People were going to get hurt.
Tell them to stop?
I don't know.
At that point, I'm just like, this is above my pay grade.
It was wild, man. Those fans are wild. And then the end of the Euro with England versus Spain.
Spain, champions of Europe yet again. And the best team won it. Once more, this zestful football nation has come to the party and dance the most beautiful dance. They are show business. They're young, they're
So
fresh, they're free, they're champions, and England are crestfallen.
So that's their fourth straight. Spain won all 7 games during the Euro. Man, that's a lot. What time did that game run yesterday? What time was that on?
3 p.m. Eastern time.
It was started at 3 p.m. Eastern time?
Yep.
Yeah, because I was out and I just kept hearing people yell, and I realized they were in their homes.
Well, yeah.
Right? I was walking
Soccer,
down the
man.
street, and it was just like, pass, pass. And I was
Yeah.
like, what in the hell's going on? Yeah, passionate fans, man. It's wild, too, that those that ended on the same day. It was great. What a great day to be a soccer fan yesterday.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
LCBO is reversed. It's planned to open select stores on Friday. Remember, they were going to open 32 stores,
Yes.
limited hours, Fridays,
Yes.
Saturdays, and Sundays.
Yes.
They're not doing that anymore.
No.
So they said yesterday that it has made an operational change. And I guess they're going to be moving workers over to help fulfill online orders and for bars and restaurants and everything else. Maria, I thought about you. Are you tequila free?
Right now?
Yes.
I still have a bit of a bottle left.
Okay. Maria's down to a bit of a bottle.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's okay because I leave Friday.
Oh, right.
Maria's going to Greece.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll have tons of tequila there.
Perfect.
It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I was worried about you over vacation.
If I wasn't, then I'd be a little concerned, you know?
No, I know. I thought about that. But when you go online, did you go online to try and order something?
No.
I went out just to see what it was like, right? So I'm like, okay, what, like 12 cans of like whatever, like cider or like White Claw, like all those pre-mixed drinks, right?
Sure.
You know, you're only allowed to order 12 at a time.
What?
Yeah, there's limits.
But I don't want 12. I want
know.
more.
I know. So you got to do two full orders.
You can go
back
for 12
out.
in a night.
Yeah,
Wow.
go back out, go back in, new order, new everything. 12 at a time.
At that point, I'm using everybody in my household, like all their information.
Thank you.
Do you have to sign up with like a new email every time you order
Yeah,
12?
and if you do, I think I could be wrong, but I think like if you want a bottle of vodka or like 2 bottles of tequila or whatever, like the limit is 2.
No, I want more.
I think so. I think I may be wrong, but I think so. But yeah, there's limits on.
Open the stores. Just do it.
I know. It's funny. When I was out at the cottage, like all those little like rural towns, they just have stores everywhere that sell booze, like just convenience stores, because it's the convenience store, it's the post office, and it's also the liquor store.
That's amazing.
Right? Like
You're a
you
one-stop shop.
Yeah, like you just go everywhere. It's totally fine. Like once you get out of the city, I guess. I don't know.
I guess.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Man, if you grew up in the 80s and the early 90s, your childhood took a hit over the weekend. Shannen Doherty died, Dr. Ruth died, and Richard Simmons died.
Crazy.
Shannen Doherty, of course, 53 years old. Brenda on 90210. She was diagnosed with breast cancer back in 2015. Went into remission, and then last year she announced that it had spread to her brain. Here's a little bit of Shannen Doherty from her last interview with People magazine.
I'm not afraid of death because I know where I'm going. I know, the people that I'm going to see. I think I would be afraid of death if I wasn't a good person, but I am. I don't want to die. That's the difference. I'm not afraid of dying. I just don't want to die. Like, ever. I just want, the aging process to stop for sure. But I'm not done. I'm not done with life. I'm not done with living. I'm not done with loving. I'm not done with creating. I'm not done with, hopefully changing things for the better. I'm not done. My greatest memory is yet to come.
That's so sad.
Also spent 9 years on Charmed.
Yeah.
Alyssa Milano.
Richard Simmons. This is sad. I hate these headlines. Richard Simmons found dead. You know what I mean? Because he was sick. He had said a little while ago that he was diagnosed with, I think it was skin cancer. And then back in March, he said, the truth is we're all dying. Every day we live getting closer to our death. And everybody was like, yo, Richard, what's up? And then I guess he fell in his bathroom, but the housekeeper found him. He was such a wholesome dude, Richard Simmons. He was a fitness guru, right? And that was Richard's whole thing, is that he brought the world together, and he really made it his life's mission to to help out women. And if you're not familiar with Richard Simmons and Sweatin' to the Oldies, this was the video he did for the VHS release.
Hey there, it's me, Richard Simmons. Listen, are you sick and tired of boring look-alike exercise videos with synthesized elevator music and a lineup of leotard-clad Stepford wives? Well, if you are, honey, have I got the cure for you. This is my brand new aerobic workout tape, Sweatin' to the Oldies. And if you don't like having fun, well, you best not come in here. Whoa!
Damn. He made a lot of people feel really good about themselves. And Dr. Ruth, who is a very famous, she was old when we were kids, right? Dr. Ruth died 96, but she was old when we were kids. And she was sort of like Sex with Sue, like Sue Johansson, but only older and first, right? In America. But this is interesting. This is a conversation between Dr. Ruth and Richard Simmons.
What?
Yeah.
The multiverse has collided.
Try to really make this world a better place to live in, as you do.
I like that. I like also what you did today on my set.
What are you talking about? You know, nothing's personal with you. You swore you weren't going to talk about it. Now just bring the laundry out to everybody.
I like what you did because you burst on the scene and everybody's happy. And I love that. You bring a lot of joie de vivre.
I think people without a sense of humor, it's just awful. You must have a sense of humor. Life is too short.
Let's keep that up, and thank you
honey.
very
God
much for
bless.
visiting. Thank you.
Oh, I love both of them.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Donna Kelsey has been cast in a movie. I don't know if you saw this headline.
No.
Donna Kelsey, the mom to Jason and Travis Kelsey.
Yeah.
It is called Holiday Touchdown, a Chiefs love story over on the Hallmark Network.
Amazing.
This is the first time, apparently, the Hallmark Network has partnered with the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, it's all on the up and up. They got all the licensing. They're going to be shooting it on location at Arrowhead Stadium.
Amazing. I love it.
So the movie centers around a finalist who is a contestant for Fan of the Year. And conflict strikes when a lucky vintage Chiefs winter hat belonging to the fan's grandfather goes missing. And Alana, who is the main character, begins to doubt everything she believed about fate, destiny, and even questions her future with love.
Yes.
Unless that is, they say, a little Christmas magic can throw a Hail Mary. So I don't know where Donna Kelsey factors into all of this.
Amazing.
But Ed Begley Jr. is in the movie, right?
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
So it is a holiday touchdown, a Chiefs love story.
Hey.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So Donald Trump did an interview with the New York Post yesterday from the hospital. I guess the reporter went to see him. Trump apparently told the New York Post that the doctors at the hospital said he never saw anything like this. Of course, it's a miracle, is what he said.
But did he survive?
He said that he never seen somebody survive getting shot with an AR-15. Trump then goes on to say, "I'm not supposed to be here." He goes, "I'm supposed to be dead." He said the Secret Service agents, when they let him off stage, he still wanted to continue speaking to supporters, but that the agents told him that it was unsafe. So that's that moment where he holds up his fist and says, "Fight, fight, fight," right? And then they got him off into the SUV, and he broke down exactly what happened when he was looking at a screen, a monitor, when he was talking about immigration, and they had stats on the screen, and it was sort of behind him, and it was just at that moment, he said, when he went to reference the monitor, that he turned his head enough that the shot only got the top of his ear. Right, it was just like, and he said it was just like he wanted to just reference the monitor behind him, and so he just turned his head like a tiny little bit.
If he didn't, different story.
And if he didn't, completely different story. The 22-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, who was the shooter who Secret Service wound up killing, was apparently rejected at one point from his high school rifle club for being a terrible shot. It was considered a danger to the other members. The rifle that he did use was legally purchased by his father. And the moment that it all happened was, I guess there was still a mic that was live. And so the moment that it happened, when the shots came out and then Trump ducked and then the Secret Service came in, all of that was caught on audio, that whole moment. So here's how that went down.
Take a look at what happened.
Are we good to move?
Whoa, already?
We're clear. We're clear. We're clear. Come on.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus. Move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay.
Wait.
Were those more shots?
No.
Oh. Because it sounded
that's
like
the crowd.
So at about 20 seconds after the initial gunfire, you hear one of the Secret Service guys say, the shooter's down. The shooter's down.
Yeah, and you can hear Trump in that clip saying, let me get my shoes, because he told the New York Post that when the agents came in, they hit him so hard that his shoes fell off. Yeah, really, really, really wild. Now, there was another story where there was a guy who was off to the side. They weren't in the main area of spectators, and he and friends are watching off to the side, and they saw the shooter go on the top of the roof, and they said that they were warning people that there was a guy up there. So here's this witness.
We noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building, 50 feet away from us. We're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof. He had a rifle. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. He's crawling. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So what happened was a cop did go up the ladder.
Oh.
And he was confronted with the shooter, and the shooter pointed the gun, and the cop went back down the ladder, and 2 seconds later is when he started firing at Trump. Right, so it was that fast. So somebody did go up.
They had they had their own snipers.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy. But the Republican National Convention starts today. All that stuff's going on. Man, if there's anything that's going to piss Trump off, it's not. I really don't think that it is the fact that somebody tried to assassinate him. I think it's some of the language that was used in headlines. Like, I saw one where it was like Trump was grazed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? Like how shot do you have to be to have people say you got shot?
Like the bullet has to enter your body?
You still got shot.
Yeah.
Like they would nicked, right?
Oh, they said nicked?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Almost shot was another one. Shot at was another one.
Yeah, that pissed me off too.
Right? That pissed me off. I'm like, how shot do I need to get?
That bullet touched my skin, bro.
Yeah.
Guy was shot.
Right? 50 Cent over the weekend. I don't know if you saw this. 50 Cent was on stage, and his iconic album cover, Forget Rich or Die Trying, I guess he photoshopped Donald Trump's face over his own body.
Yeah.
When
so quick.
50 was singing Many Men, which of course references 50's own near-death experience when he was shot 9 times back in 2000.
Bullet went through his face.
Really, huh?
Yeah.
Did a bullet go through 50's face?
His face,
That's why he sort of speaks the way that he does.
He has a little bit of a slur. Went in through his cheek. I think it was his left cheek. Entered his mouth and came out his left cheek. Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's crazy.
At that show, and I don't know if 50 did this on purpose, right?
Yeah.
On top of the whole Donald Trump thing.
Yeah.
But he was playing a show in Boston. And he was wearing a Leafs hat.
No. Was he? That's a troll. Because he's such 100%. A fantastic troll.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Apparently, restaurants in Los Angeles are vowing to ban Kanye West and his wife Bianca Censori from attending because they keep showing up to restaurants where she's wearing like almost nothing, right? And now restaurants have vowed to ban them if they don't start dressing appropriately. So one restaurant owner said, if I'm the owner of any establishment that these two intend to enter, I will tell them, due to respect my customers, you are not allowed to enter. Goes on to say, I wouldn't have them in my restaurant. Totally inappropriate and not a good role model for young children to see this out and about. What is wrong with them? Somebody else went on to say, she looks absolutely ridiculous. How can any decent restaurant accept a customer wearing that? Even the main supermarkets have signs up in summer advertising that tops must be worn for hygiene purposes when shopping as a topless man. So I guess it just goes, they just don't want guys walking in there with no shirts shirts
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
But all these restaurants are now talking about banning them because whenever they go for dinner, she's wearing like the craziest outfits. Like it's real. It's what do you want to say?
I don't see that stuff. It doesn't show up on my phone, guys.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
Oh, you've never seen it? Oh, so I'm alone in this now.
The way you're talking about it, it's like
nobody else has seen it. I'm alone here.
It's like
I'm the only one who's seen Bianca's outfits.
Everybody's quiet right now. Yeah, who's that? Who? You mean he's not married to Kim Kardashian still?
No, shut up. Come on. Everybody, Maury, you've seen the outfits. No, Maury's never seen the outfits. Maria, you've seen the outfits.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Oh my God! You guys are the worst.
Who did you say this was?
Shut up!
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
They did like a sort of teaser trailer behind the scenes thing for Stranger Things 5. I don't know if you're interested in that.
Very. It's been
two
years,
man.
I think, since the last season.
Too long.
Came out. Yeah. Man, I love that show so much.
So here it is. It's just all sort of like behind the scenes stuff. The Duffer Brothers do a little bit of talking, and then they flip through some of the cast, and they're walking around like wardrobe room and on some of the sets. And there's one sort of low-key diss in there that I want to talk to you about afterwards. But here's a little bit of the Stranger Things teaser.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Stranger Things Season 5.
This is day one
on Stranger Things 5.
So I started when I was 10. I'm now turning 20 years old.
Ooh, Millie Bobby Brown.
Feels very weird.
We're just kind of savoring every single moment.
It's just so exciting. I think this is going to be the best season yet.
Ready, and action!
Like every season, you never know what to expect. Well, 100% the wait will be worth it.
Season 4 was big. Season 5 definitely feels bigger.
I love this show so much. I really am a fan.
I'm excited to have scenes with the original 4.
This is home. You just remember why you're doing it and how much fun you have.
This is the season the fans have been waiting for. And we hope you're as excited as we are to get to tell the final chapter in this story.
Season 5, Stranger Things 2025.
Now, was that, when he said it's good to have scenes with the original 4, is that a low-key diss to Will?
Oh, it has to be because they split the gang up.
Right? But like, because it was always like the even though Will was in the Upside Down for like ever.
Upside Down.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
The what?
That's what my kid always called it.
The Upside Down.
I cannot even say Upside Down. I've only ever said Upside Down. So Will was in the Upside Down, right? And then so it was the other 4, right? So those, but like in everything else, they were always like, no, there's 5. There's the 5 kids, 5 kids. So when he says it's good to be back with the original 4, that's excluding Will, right?
Yeah, get your ass out of here. Go back down to the Upside Down.
Anyway, I'm very excited about that too.
Yeah, love that show.
I wonder if they're going to do some sort of time jump though. I think they have to.
Oh, and it looks like they got some new nerds in the...
Yeah, it's young kids.
Young kids?
Yeah, young nerds.
Uh-huh. I love it.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Danielle Bregoli, Bhad Bhabie. Remember her? She's the Cash Me Outside girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Made famous in Dr. Phil when she was like a 16-year-old and all that stuff.
Catch me outside. How about that?
That's her. So back in March, she became a mom. I didn't know that. And she posted over the weekend what she makes off OnlyFans because if you remember, Danielle Bregoli signed up for OnlyFans, and this is so filthy, 6 days after she turned 18, okay? Which was April 1st, 2021. And
Catch me outside. How about that?
She posted on Instagram what she's made from OnlyFans between April 1st, 2021 and July 11th, 2024.
Is it something stupid like $10 million?
No, it's not $10 million.
Lower?
You're crazy. It's
Higher.
$57 million.
50? Hold on.
Catch me outside. How about that?
She's making $57 million off of OnlyFans.
Yeah. So,
Guys!
Okay. Yeah.
Are you about to say how have we not started one?
No.
No.
We?
I am.
What is the matter with you? We.
Hold on. What'd you say, Maria?
I'm kidding.
Maria's about Maria's.
Yo,
I know.
don't forget Maria's nickname. If you listen to the podcast, misbehavior out here. You tried to sneak that comment in while everyone else is talking.
So the interesting thing is that so subscriptions to her OnlyFans cost $23.99 a month, right?
A month?
Which I don't know.
Bro, that's
I
more than
don't
my
know.
Netflix.
I don't know. But if you want like to exchange a private message with her, she charges simps $50 a message.
A message?
A message. So
and Sims are having like full combos.
yeah,
And
or
do
I
they
bet you
even
only get
know-
one message. I bet it's like Cameo where you only get one message from her, right? So here's how it breaks down. So in the graphic that she posted, she's made $24 million from subscription fees.
Yikes.
From messages from simps, she's made $32 million.
Oh my God.
Just messaging dudes.
Catch me outside. How about that?
57 million. How about that?
Yeah, bro. That's a crazy amount of money. Like,
And is it really her, you think? Okay.
I don't
Look at those
know.
numbers, right? 57 million, and look at how many people are subscribing, what she's making just off of private messages, off of those DMs, right?
Yes.
You would assume those DMs are in the millions.
Yes.
From simps, right?
Yes. They would have to be.
She's not Danielle Bergoli, Bhad Bhabie. She's
Yeah.
not by herself going through each individual.
No.
She got a team.
Yes. That you would do nothing but that. Like that would be your
Yeah.
entire life.
I guarantee
is
you every single
messaging
thing
simps.
that she's doing on that platform,
Yeah.
it's not her. Like she has on staff
Yeah.
an OnlyFans team that is taking care of that part of the business.
Right.
She
Yes.
made $1 million on her first day.
Yes. Yeah. 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 It's crazy, man. Like, and I'm not hating on the girl at all, right?
the
But
bang,
I'm
no,
just,
whatever.
but like, and I don't know what she does on OnlyFans. Maybe she just sits there and then just losers, just like, you know, I don't know what I don't know what people do on OnlyFans.
You have to, there's videos or photos. They're all pre-recorded.
Thank you, Maury. Let's go to
Catch me outside. How about that?
our resident OnlyFans expert, damn it, Maury.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
And then quickly, so it was announced that Halle Berry was going to be starring in and exec producing this Kim Kardashian series, the Ryan Murphy one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was on Hulu, and it's called All's Fair, where Kim Kardashian's going to be playing a lawyer, and it was this big, huge thing. So it was announced that Halle Berry was going to be starring in it and exec producing in it, and then for whatever reason, like a week later, she's done. She's off the project.
Who? Halle Berry?
Halle
or Kim-
Berry.
Oh.
So
Why?
it was supposed to be Halle Berry, Kim Kardashian, and Glenn Close.
Uh-huh.
And now Halle Berry was in. 1 week later, she's out. So I don't know what happened at all.
Like drama, you think?
How could there not be?
You think Kim kicked her off?
Like Kim wanted to be the bigger star.
Yeah.
Probably.
She's got more current equity than Halle, I would say.
I
You think maybe she
don't
wants-
think Kim in the world of acting, because like I don't think that
but
she thinks that
you're only
she's
thinking about
something-
Kim in the world of acting. You're not thinking of Kim Kardashian, the business
You
of
think
a
that
Kardashian.
she blocked Halle Berry?
Maybe
Yeah.
she wants
Scheduling
someone
conflict.
different. and
Yeah,
she was
it's
like,
always a scheduling conflict, but it's not a
No.
scheduling conflict. There's something else. That's like when somebody goes into rehab and they say it's exhaustion. Scheduling conflict is conflict, right? So I don't know what happened, but Halle Berry was in and Halle Berry's out.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
How bad is Toronto traffic? Well, it has reached the point of a congestion crisis, is what they're saying, according to a new Region Board of Trade poll with numbers warning of a significant impact on the city's economy. So data collected from the board by Ipsos indicates that the growing gridlock is promoting a segment of the workforce to consider actually leaving the GTA, with 53% of respondents indicating that they have contemplated relocating in order to escape the traffic. The statistics suggest significant pressure on the ability of businesses to maintain both top talent and footprints within the city. 62% of people who responded said that they are reluctant to even travel to work because of congestion-related delays, and of respondents between the ages of 18 to 34, which is a key demographic for the workforce. 64% of people have considered moving away from the actual city. So they're looking at now a possible workforce exodus from Toronto.
But even if you move away, sorry, Mocha, if you move away, like it makes it worse.
Yeah.
No. But moving away as in not having to deal with the city.
No, but what if like you still work downtown?
And they make you come in, because I know friends who like are they're mandated to come in 3 times a week.
So what people are doing is that they're moving away and either leaving jobs or moving away and finding jobs where you don't have to go into Toronto. And employers in Toronto are now threatening to leave the downtown core to go elsewhere so people don't have to deal with that congestion.
I love downtown, and I would love to hang out downtown a little bit more, but it's that traffic to get there and then to get out. It's not worth it for me.
No. Two things that are mind-boggling to me, right?
Yeah.
Is that they allowed, and I don't know who allowed it, they allowed the construction on the Gardner to happen. The same time they decided to tear up King Street along that same stretch for a year.
And the 404.
It is. No, I just mean that because you have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Right? And then what happens is everybody's using Waze, and then Waze starts building routes through residential neighborhoods.
And then that becomes a mess.
One-way streets. So you can't move anywhere. But the idea that somebody allowed the Gardner to happen and King Street to happen simultaneously should be fired. And I mean fired, whoever did that. And then the other thing the city needs to do is what New York did years ago, which is condo developers under no circumstances are allowed to take up a lane of traffic when you're building a condo.
They do that in New York?
It's not allowed.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's
Not
actually
allowed.
pretty cool.
Not allowed to do it. You widen the sidewalk, your setback goes back, everything else, not allowed to do it. We allow them to do it here. So you have in one area condos going up where they've taken up a full lane of traffic. They've destroyed King Street and the Gardner's under construction. Like you can't move in that area. Maria, you go down to BMO Field.
Oh, it's awful.
To do the games. You can't move.
No, and especially with like the summer activities, which is great. Like the Indy's awesome and the CNE's awesome. But with all the traffic, it took me last Saturday 2 hours and 15 minutes to get downtown from Aurora.
2:15?
Yeah.
And then what afterwards to get out of there?
I was actually heading to a wedding, so I went the other way, but usually it would take me about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes to get home.
Yeah.
Because it's
right.
a cluster of people trying to get out.
Yeah, that ain't right.
It is crazy.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, I don't know who Wheeler Walker Jr. is, but I've been listening to a lot of his stuff, and he seems like he could be like a troll or like some sort of comic kind of act, right? Country singer, right? I saw him on like a couple podcasts and stuff. Like he seems like he's putting on a character, but he's been doing it for a long time, like well over 10 years. And he was never really famous until like people on social media started posting his stuff. So that kind of leads me to believe that maybe he is legitimate and just people like dirty country music. Anyway, so he's got a huge problem with Post Malone invading country. So here is Wheeler Walker Jr.
Hey, Post Malone, Wheeler Walker Jr. here. Heard your new pop country song with Blake Shelton. Maybe the worst song I've ever heard. Don't want your filth in country music. You're dirtying it up. You're basically Florida Georgia Line with face tattoos. We don't like you. Go back to that crappy music you were doing before I knew who you were. Mr. Malone, see ya. Go home.
Shut up. How dare you talk about my postie like that?
Why did Florida Georgia Line get a shot?
Florida Georgia Line's out there like, yo, we didn't do nothing.
They do.
We came in hot with one hot ass like pop record.
Okay,
I don't even know this guy. Like, Roz, you're saying he was listening to
I went through a lot of his. A lot of his stuff. So here's a little bit of Wheeler Walker Jr. The song is called, I believe is it country-ish? Country-ish. Yeah, like you know what I mean, right? Shh.
Oh,
yeah.
God, this sucks already.
American by birth and Southern by the grace of God means that everything I do it right.
And I'm listening to this. I'm like, it's not that dirty, right?
New York and California, you can go and have your fun, but down here I got a list of what I like. Eating tots and
Wow. Okay.
That's every song.
Oh, okay.
That is
so
every song.
still sucks. I'll battle anyone that comes after Post Malone.
Yeah. Hey, you want to hear on the flip side? You want to hear Kermit the Frog singing "Gin and Juice"?
Yes.
Wait, what? Gin and Juice by Snoop?
It's another AI. I love Gin and Juice, but it's another AI creation. So it's Rainbow Connection.
My mind on my money on my mind.
Okay.
Sipping on gin and juice. With so much drama in the LBC. It's hard being Snoop, F-R-O-G-G.
Yes.
Raise off these nuts, cause you get none of these. I roll through the frog pond, feel the breeze. It's 2 in the morning, and the party's still jumping, while you mother bounce to this.
Yo, la 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 la. Kermit the Frog saying "Raise up off these nuts." It's next level.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
One of the sticking points in the LCBO strike is the granting of grocery stores and corner stores the ability to sell ready-to-made cocktails. So those are your White Claws and your everything like that, right?
Yeah.
They don't want that. And it was supposed to start August 1st. So as a countermaneuver, Doug Ford said, well, instead of August 1st, anybody who's registered is now going to be able to sell them Thursday. So anybody who's ordered them already will be able to shelf them on Thursday. So you'll be able to get those hopefully for the weekend.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Donald Trump was at the Republican National Convention last night.
Did he walk out to this?
No, he did not.
He didn't?
No, he walked out to the what is the song called? The Proud to Be an American song? Is that what it is?
You missed a great opportunity.
I know.
All right, so what?
This is what he walked out to.
God bless our military wherever they are in these United States and abroad. There will be no war. There wasn't any when President Trump was president.
Welcome the next president of the United
He what?
He had like a big bandage on his ear, like
he's
it was,
gotta
but it was
show.
square.
He's
It was
gotta show that he was
interesting.
wounded.
Yeah, I mean he was.
No, but like really wounded, right?
Yeah. Anyway, so that's Donald Trump walking out. He announced his vice presidential running mate, J.D. Vance, who, did you ever see that movie, Hillbilly Elegy? Did you ever see that movie? No, he wrote a best-selling book, a memoir, and then he was in the military and stuff like this. But he has a long history of saying really terrible things about Donald Trump, and I guess now he loves him.
What? That's your man's now?
Yeah, that's his. Oh, believe me, that's his man's now, right? So J.D. Vance, in the past, I got to read this to you, has referred to himself as saying, I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him. He's a terrible candidate. You're an idiot if you voted for him. He's obnoxious. He's reprehensible. He's cultural heroin. Then he sent a text message to his former roommate at Yale Law School saying, quote, I go back and forth between thinking Trump is a cynical a-hole like Nixon who wouldn't be that bad and might even prove useful, or that he's America's Hitler.
Oh, wow.
And that's your running mate.
And that's the guy who's supposed to be your number 2.
That's his number 2.
Yo, you're sick to my stomach.
Because I guess he flew down to Florida at some point, like during Trump's presidency, and just apologized to him. He was like, yo, I'm sorry about all the terrible things I said. The thing about politics is you have to have such a short memory, right? And all successful politicians all have a very short memory.
Then you would do great.
I could not. Thank you. Tenacious D, the Jack Black band with his touring partner, what's the guy's name? Kyle Gass? Is that what it is? Kyle Gass. So they were on stage in Australia, and it was Kyle's birthday. And Jack Black brought out a big cake, and they all sang happy birthday. And then you're going to hear in this clip, Jack Black says, make a wish. And then Kyle Gass in the microphone says this.
Happy birthday to you. Make a wish, Canada.
Don't miss Trump next time.
So he said, don't miss Trump next time.
Yikes.
And right after that, an Australian senator, because that's where they're on tour right now in Australia, asked for Tenacious D to be deported because of the call for violence. Senator Ralph Babbitt wrote about Kyle Glass's comments that were not a joke, and then he called on the Australian immigration minister to revoke their visas, saying anything less than a deportation is an endorsement of the shooting and the attempted assassination. And then their next show, which was supposed to be Tuesday today in Australia in Newcastle, was canceled at the last minute.
Yeah, right, last minute.
And then about 40 minutes ago, Jack Black released this statement. He says, I was blindsided by what was said at the show on Sunday. I would never condone hate speech or encourage political violence in any form. After much reflection, I no longer feel it is appropriate to continue the Tenacious D tour, and all future creative plans are on hold. I am grateful to the fans and their support and understanding. So it sounds like that one joke may have sort of ruined everything between, and these guys have been friends and together forever doing this, right? But it sounds like it's done. Damn. Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Dave Portnoy from Barstool?
Yeah.
So I guess he bought like some giant house in Nantucket. I think it was the most expensive house ever sold in Nantucket, honestly.
Okay.
Right? Because he's got that Barstool money. He has like a boat because he has everything. And he undid the boat in the harbor, and the boat started drifting away before he tested the boat and realized that the boat had no power, no radio, no engine, no nothing. And he just started drifting.
Yeah.
Right? And then
So what?
And then somebody saw him like in a dinghy, and they dinghied out to him as he was like going far. And then they called the Coast Guard, and then the Coast Guard had to come and rescue him in his boat.
He gets charged for that, right?
I don't know.
You got to foot the bill for that. Like that's negligence on your part.
They said nice things about him on Twitter. Right? They were like, hey, happy to help.
They don't want to end up on
else.
Barstool.
Right? Yeah, I know.
Worst Coast Guard ever?
Yeah, and he did like a whole video where he was like talking about how grateful he was to the Coast Guard and all this stuff. But that's
like, thank God.
You're right. Like if you're an idiot and the Coast Guard has to go rescue you, do they send you a bill? Like, do you get a bill? I wonder.
Well, you get a bill if you're in an ambulance, right?
Yeah, I know. Even if you got like...
yeah, I think they bill you for it.
Yeah.
They're not billing Dave, though.
No.
Because then who else pays? Somebody has to pay.
Somebody has to pay. He's going to wind up paying. You can't bill that back to the company.
He's gonna
IRS would be all up your ass if you build that back to the company.
He's going to make a video on Barstool.
Oh, right.
Right?
Yes.
And then he's going to get, and then the Coast Guard's going to get roasted.
Yeah. No, I don't know. But because that's expensive, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to figure like the boats and the manpower
you're
and
talking
everything else.
thousands of dollars.
Oh, but I mean, literally, like how much money did he spend on his house in Nantucket? How much did Dave Portnoy spend? This guy's got a lot of money.
I'm going to guess no more than in Nantucket.
Yeah.
1.2.
1.2.
Yeah.
$42 million.
Oh, okay. Jesus. I was kind of close.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
As if things weren't bad enough yesterday, the road closures for the Indy are going to start happening as of today. So starting at noon, southbound Strawn will be closed from Fleet down to Lakeshore. And then 8 o'clock tonight, Lakeshore will be shut down from Strawn to British Columbia Drive, all on the bottom of the C&E grounds. And they will not reopen until 11 on Sunday night.
Yikes.
So you got that to deal with. But they were closed all day yesterday anyway, so whatever.
Water.
Yeah, they had to like power wash all those roads and get the filth off it.
All the gunk.
Yeah.
The nastiness from
the
river.
Yeah.
Oh, and the sewers.
Yeah. They had to get it all like, woof.
Yeah, disgusting.
Oh, it's so gross. The DVP, which is open now, but I think Bayview, one of those
like
things, is still closed.
Extension.
Yeah,
The extension, yeah.
So the DVP is open. I think there's still like 30-some thousand people in Toronto without power. Yesterday there was 100 millimeters of rain in Toronto in just 3 hours. It was the fifth largest rainfall that we've had since they started recording. The month of July, we're only supposed to get 71 millimeters, and we got 103 hours.
Ooh.
It's crazy. Drake posted a video of his house being flooded and wrote, this better be espresso martini because it wasn't just water. Like
it was disgusting.
It was like, oh my God. And there was a lot of it too. Now, people are saying that was Drake in the video. I don't think that was Drake in the video.
That was absolutely not Drake.
Thank you.
There were two people in the video. There was somebody that was cleaning that wasn't Drake, and there was somebody holding the camera that was Drake.
I don't know because that guy was holding a mop.
Yeah, you think Drake is in his own home?
No,
that was him.
It was totally Drake.
There's somebody else filming it and airdropped the video to Drake.
No. I think that's
totally Drake.
I don't think so. I don't think Drake was walking around in that stuff.
It would be weird if it wasn't Drake.
Yeah, on his own Instagram. Drake doesn't allow anybody on his Instagram.
No,
Just him.
no. I think that somebody took the video, sent the video to Drake.
That's what I think. Yeah.
I'm with Shem on this one.
Because I don't think Drake's even home.
I saw a tweet. Somebody said even the weather, even Mother Nature hates Drake.
Yeah, the best headline was Drake's Toronto home flooded by noted Kendrick Lamar fan, Mother Nature.
Oh, come on. As if he wasn't having the worst year ever. Right? As if he wasn't having the worst year ever. Yo, Cheesecake's on dancing. Can you stop dancing, please?
I wasn't.
We're not supposed to like this song. Nope. Yo, real quick, just on note of this song, I saw a video from the weekend that somebody in Toronto tried to play this song at an event and got booed.
Really? Yeah. Yeah. Who got beat up while we were on vacation? They were in Vancouver and
Rick
they got
Ross.
beat up.
Rick Ross got beat up.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was because his DJ played it, right? Wasn't that the deal?
Sure
a bunch
did.
of bikers beat him up or something like that?
Yeah, Hells Angels allegedly beat him up.
Alleged Hells Angels.
Well, no, they beat, it wasn't allegedly Hells Angels, but they didn't allegedly beat him up.
No, that's for my safety, dude.
Yeah.
At Shem on Twitter, Instagram, all the things.
Yeah. No. I hear you.
Yeah. Sometimes it be your own, eh, Shem?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
It's looking like so the story came out that I guess LCBO is going to go back to the bargaining table today with the unions. And
because tomorrow we can get liquor.
This is the problem with that
store?
story, though, is Doug Ford allowed anybody who signed up for the wanting to sell liquor at grocery stores to be able to sell liquor at grocery stores as of Thursday as opposed to August 1st. But less than 4% of grocery stores in the province actually signed up to be able to sell liquor. So there was 50 stores out of the 2,000 grocery stores that sell actually want to sell it, because the rule is that if you sell it, you also have to have a program within your grocery store to take back empties.
Oh, and
nobody wants to do that
for that.
Who wants to where are they going to bring them through the door, and then you got hobos running through with bags of cans and stuff this, right? Or you got to drive through the back if you have them in your car, and then you got to go to the back of the grocery. Nobody wants to do that. So the problem is that nobody wants to develop the infrastructure to receive empties.
People are lazy.
I just want my liquor.
Yeah, well, you're not going to get it.
You know?
You're not going to get it.
That could be a job for a student.
No,
that needs a job.
No, but then they're responsible for getting rid of them and getting the empties to where they need to go.
Okay.
It's a program. It's not like you just have a guy that just takes empties.
Take them to the garbage.
No. Okay.
Duh.
Okay.
Idiot.
That's no.
Recycle. Hello.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Blue bins. You ever heard of them?
Duh.
No. But they're recycled back. Okay. Anyway, I can't have this conversation right now.
You're so stupid, Ross.
Yeah. Why can't we just? Are you saying why can't we just bring our empties back to the grocery store and have a kid throw them in the trash?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not in the
They're
spirit
all going
of
to the same place anyways.
Yeah.
The trash.
It's easy, Ross. Moron.
Okay.
It's very easy. Set up the program myself.
Okay. We're all drunk.
They're just slinging blue bins.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, did you see this apocalypse meal bucket that Costco's selling?
No.
Pardon?
So I don't know if it's in Canada, but it's definitely in the States. So it's it's an apocalypse meal bucket.
Yeah.
It comes with 150 servings of food and lasts 25 years, and it only costs $99. It's called the Ready Wise food supply. So here, let me run down what's in it.
Hit me.
It has 150 servings, including 12 servings of pasta Alfredo and cheesy macaroni, 6 servings of teriyaki rice, creamy pasta and vegetables, potato pot pie, tomato basil soup with pasta, and chicken noodle soup, and 12 more servings of brown sugar and maple multigrain and apple cinnamon cereal. There are also 6 servings of crunchy granola, 10 servings of white rice, 16 servings of vanilla pudding, 24 servings of whey milk alternative, and 16 servings of orange drink.
I just feel so bloated already just hearing you read off those.
Bro,
I'd rather die.
You might.
That's too much.
Yeah.
You started out with talking about Alfredo.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? Here's one thing that they do know about the apocalypse. Apparently, they already know that no toilets would be working because we would all be so constipated. If this is what we ate.
No, that's the one thing from
Unless
Costco
you're
I will not.
lactose, because that wouldn't be a good situation.
I assume everything is powdered and artificial, right? Like it has to
last.
be. Yeah, because it's got to last 25 years. But it's a bucket with a handle on it.
Well, yeah, of course.
Right?
You carry it from forest to forest.
But
I
they
guess.
do.
How do you heat anything up?
You don't.
You don't, man.
You don't. It's just you would just eat it right out of the tin, I guess.
Would you have to add water maybe to some of the stuff, you think?
I don't think so, no.
Like the cheesy macaroni?
No,
Because it would have to be hot water.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that everything is just as is.
Like in a like what astronauts have.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like in
just in a thing.
like in a sack or something that you just like open, you eat.
Yeah.
What was the price?
Yeah, it's only whatever the price is, $99. It's $100 for 150 servings that last 25 years.
Oh my God, I want to buy that.
I mean, it's not all bad, I guess, right?
I mean, I guess if you really have to eat it.
It's the apocalypse, Maria.
Think of the money you'd save if you just made that your regular meal.
But there's a bunch of companies apparently that make these things, that make these apocalypse meal kits. Anyway, that's kind of cool.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
That big storm yesterday. Everybody going in on Olivia Chow for not shutting down the DVP when it was literally not that long ago at the exact same time of year when I think John Tory was in office, wasn't he? He was the mayor at that time.
Yeah.
When the last flood happened. So here is Olivia Chow. The question was, why wasn't the DVP closed when you knew the amount of rain was happening?
When it comes to the DVP, it is flooded before. It is there's issues with flooding today. Why was it not shut down early enough?
I cannot answer that question. I was assured that the emergency service and the management team have been activated early today, this morning, and we know the rain, we can tell it's coming. Maybe the severity of it caught people by surprise, I don't know, but it certainly caught other people by surprise. I had staff that had to go home because the houses are flooding. The ceiling are leaking. So I don't know why DVP wasn't closed. There are some sections that are flooding, and they have closed different lanes when it's necessary. And we'll continue to monitor that.
You can't say, I don't know.
You have to have an answer.
No.
You cannot say,
You had all
I
day.
don't know.
I was on the DVP at 12:30,
Yeah.
and it was already, the southbound was already from just before the 401, when it crosses over the 401, right? All the way south, it was jam-packed. Like that DVP southbound should have been closed from the morning.
Yeah.
If there's one person in the city that needs to know, it's
the mayor.
You can say a lot of things. You can say a lot of things. You just can't say, I don't know.
Yeah.
Dan Mori talked to a cab driver whose car was submerged under the York Street Bridge.
Oh.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Surinder Kumar.
Okay, so your taxi cab got stuck under the Simcoe Bridge. What happened? Walk me through what happened.
Yeah, I see that maybe
There was
I crossed
rain.
the water, not too much
It
water.
flooded, I
When
got
I
stuck.
reach here, at a time water too much coming and he coming into my car, inside the car. And car is move, car stuck over there, and we get out and I have a customer, I get out in the car stuck there. That time I don't think so that much water. When I hear water, I don't know where he came from the water, too much water coming at a time. Within 2 minutes, he fill up my car.
The water was filling up your car?
Yeah.
Will the insurance cover it?
Why your insurance don't cover this one?
The insurance doesn't cover.
No. Why your insurance cover? Just I go to the mechanic and fix my car.
Okay, very good.
Baller.
You try to help him at all, Maury? Or did you leave after?
No, I thanked him first time.
Yeah. Oh, it smells so bad down there, apparently. Union Station was just a toilet.
You didn't try to give the guy a ride or anything?
Toilet.
I walked.
His car was like right there. Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
We all need a little Rihanna, I think, every now and then in our lives.
Facts.
And
Okay, Shemmy.
Well, he said a little, guys.
Yeah, that's true. Natalie Portman was telling Fallon this story when she was going through her divorce, how Rihanna reached out to her and just like changed her attitude completely with just a couple words of wisdom.
I think every woman going through divorce should get to have Rihanna say to her that she's a bad bitch.
I love that. I love that.
That's exactly right. That is correct.
Thank you.
That is correct. Every woman should say
It was exactly what I needed.
Yeah,
Yes.
good for you. We have a video of you two meeting for the first time. Take a look at this.
Are you kidding me? You are one of the hottest bitches in Hollywood forever. You do the most innocent look, and I'm like, you're making I don't get excited about anybody. I love you.
I mean, come on, that's real. Come on. That's the big deal.
It was a formative moment in my life.
Yo, Rihanna wasn't even talking to me, and I feel empowered.
I mean, that's great advice if you're broken up. It's not great advice to somebody if the divorce is your fault. You know what I mean?
Oh, right.
Like, I don't know the details. Like
Of what happened?
Yeah, I don't know the details of what happened, but I like Natalie Portman.
Yeah, I like Natalie Portman. I like Rihanna.
I do. I
right,
like them both.
Cheesecake?
Damn right.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Glenn Powell, the star of Twisters, who's going off to London to shoot, I guess, a remake of The Running Man.
What? They're redoing that?
Yeah, I guess so. Also said that while he is in London shooting The Running Man, he will be completing his university degree over Zoom at the University of Texas at Austin, and then go to campus at the end of the school year to complete his final exams in person.
I applaud that. Good for you, Glenn.
He's been doing it for a while.
Do we know when those exam dates are? I might be going back to school.
Yo, Glenn Powell, he's been like on a run with movies lately. They're like setting him up to be.
He did it right.
The next guy.
He did it.
He is the next guy.
And I'll tell you. Learn from the people who are not just actors but are actual movie stars. Yeah. And the one thing that you find with people who are movie stars, not the big ones, right? But like even the big ones. But there is an anonymity to Glenn Powell that you don't get in a lot of other stars. He's not huge on social media, right? Mm-hmm. You know, and there's a little mystery to the guy, and that's what is needed to be a movie star. That's why George Clooney is still a movie star. Yeah. That's why Brad Pitt is still a movie star. Brad Pitt's not out there doing TikTok dances. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's still an anonymity where you believe the character they play. And Glenn Powell's a movie star, like out of nowhere.
I like him a lot.
The guy's
man.
great.
Yeah.
And he can open a movie. Mm-hmm. A lot of people can't.
Yeah. I'm excited for that Twisters movie.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Did you ever see Eyes Wide Shut?
No.
It was Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise when they were married. And I bring this up because yesterday it turned 25. And it was a Stanley Kubrick movie. Stanley Kubrick, who did The Shining.
Okay.
And he was notoriously hard on actors during the filming. And they did an article when the movie turned 25 talking about how Stanley Kubrick's way of filming and how he treats people would just never be allowed 25 years later. Now you have intimacy coordinators on set. You have all this stuff, right? And a lot of people, the movie is just all sex, right? It's all sex and it's tension, and Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman play a real life married couple.
Sorry, they were married at the time?
They were married at the time. And so Kubrick famously gave Shelley Duvall a nervous breakdown on the set of The Shining. when they were filming because he was so hard on her.
Okay.
Eyes Wide Shut took 15 months to shoot, setting a Guinness Book of World Record for the longest continual film shoot.
Wow.
15 months. Kubrick insisted that Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman immerse themselves in their characters as he psychologically wore them down by asking them to shoot upwards of 50 takes per scene.
50
takes per scene. He also had the couple sleep in the bedroom of their characters in the house that they were shooting in for the entire duration of the shoot.
Sleep where you work?
Sleep where you work.
Nah.
He made them sleep there, brought all their clothes and everything else. So as the couple in the movie, they were living in this house, which all of this stress led to Tom Cruise developing an ulcer.
Oh, jeez.
And then he sat the couple down for hours alone, just the three of them, and asked them to confess to each other their deepest fears, their thoughts on marriage and commitment, and reveal details about their sexual pasts.
Bro, what a weirdo.
Okay? Because he was trying to build tension up between them because Tom Cruise's character gets extremely jealous, right? Nicole Kidman said Tom would hear things that he didn't want to hear. It was honest and brutally honest at times. In one scene in the movie, Tom Cruise has a vision where Nicole Kidman is like having an affair with somebody else, like she's with another guy. And that scene in the movie is less than a minute. Stanley Kubrick had Nicole Kidman on set for 6 days of naked scenes with a male model, shooting this thing that took a minute of the movie for 6 days. And because of that, for those 6 days, he banned Tom Cruise from the set.
Oh my
and
God.
when they were finished shooting at the end of the day, Nicole Kidman was not allowed to tell him what went on during the filming because he wanted Tom Cruise to be jealous in real life. Wow. So it would come out on screen.
What a D-bag.
What a D-bag. And also, Stanley Kubrick died right before the movie was released. So they had to do all the promo without him.
Oh, and then, talk about Stanley.
Talk about how great he was.
Yeah.
Right? Talk about how wonderful he was. Oh, such an artist.
Yeah.
Ruined my life.
Didn't understand the vision, but I do now.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Any interest in hearing Katy Perry cheekily talk about Orlando Bloom's wiener?
Sorry, what?
Okay, so Katy Perry was doing a live on Instagram, and I guess somebody said, tell us about Orlando's magic stick.
Tell us about Orlando's magic stick. Well, we've been together for a while, so I guess that he's got the magic in him.
Awkward.
No, it's really his heart.
Oh, damn.
And he...
No, tell him I got a magic stick. Go back to that.
Greatest gift ever.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
don't talk about the kid.
Yeah, no. Like, keep telling them about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a good heart and everything, but listen,
Also,
you're out there on public.
Also, Katy Perry, you don't have to answer all the questions that people write.
Yeah, not everything.
Maybe she wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, but then she was like, oh, actually, it's his heart.
Yes.
Because maybe she was like, oh, I said too much, but now I'm going to bring it back.
No, man. No, man.
Girl, I'd be like, babe, keep going on about
go.
Like, let's go down that road.
Yes. No, man. If a woman is on social media live and somebody asks a question and they start answering it the way Katy Perry was, and then they pivot and say, no, just kidding, it's his heart.
Yeah, I'd be so pissed.
Crushed.
Yeah, I'd be so
Why?
mad.
I'm crushed.
It's nice to have a good heart. What if it's both?
It is. But the way she set it up, like Orlando was like,
Yo,
come on. I'm that guy.
My woman's got my back.
Yeah.
Right?
And then-
she knows.
And then an immediate derp.
Yeah.
When she was like, actually, it's his heart.
And then she's like, actually, it's his heart, but also it's because of the baby.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Don't talk about the baby. Why are you talking about the baby now?
Let's get back to it. The magic stick.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Today's the day. Some customers, I guess, will be able to get ready to drink cocktails and larger packs of beer at the grocery store if they signed up for it, which many did not, as we know.
So how am I going to know? I just got to show up?
I don't know. Dude, I went to a grocery store yesterday. I was just like, I'm just going to grab a couple cans of cider, right? It looked like they just full on decided one day to stop selling beer. There was not one thing on the shelf.
It was like in the early days of COVID when everyone was buying up all the
There was nothing.
Uh-huh.
Like zero. And
They
then
just took it off the shelf? Or
no,
you think like
it was
people just
it was
bought
gone.
everything? Yeah.
Everything was bought out. right? Completely bought out. It was crazy. So talks resumed yesterday between LCBO and the workers, and apparently they talked until 11 o'clock last night. You still up?
Some booze.
Right? I'm almost at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You up? You up? Got booze?
Yeah. I can start making some calls.
Yeah. So what, are they getting back to
I don't
talking
know.
today?
I guess they're going to talk today again. But Doug Ford had said that the idea of not having ready-to-drink cocktails in variety stores and grocery stores is just a non-starter. It's off the table. He's not going to negotiate that. So they got
Doug Ford also had a great idea of bucket beer.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Remember how well that worked?
Yeah, but it's not his idea. Like he can't mandate somebody to sell bucket beer.
I know.
The people have to be willing to sell bucket beer.
It was only one beer company that was selling it.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Sometimes it only takes one.
It's all messed up.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef made it to Jeopardy.
No.
Here's the $800 question from last night.
Distractions 800.
In May 2024, these two competitors went back and forth with tracks like Family Matters and Meet the Grahams. Isaac.
Who are Kendrick Lamar and Drake?
That's correct.
Oh, man, that guy looks like a straight up Poindexter, too, the guy that answered. Come on.
Yep. Jeopardy. I don't know whether that makes you cool or lame.
Super cool.
No, but for a rap beef?
Yeah.
I think that says it's done.
Oh, the beef is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Still cool.
They not like us.
Can you guys stop dancing, please? No, Maria and Cheesecake, stop dancing.
Yeah. Even Maury's dancing. Quote, dancing.
Anyway.
Is it wrong to like it?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Emmy nominations came out yesterday. The Bear doing very well for season 2. Is that what it was? It would have been season 2, right? It was a great season of television, man.
God. Getting pepper, 41 dogs, 6-week salad. Somebody get me a Sharpie. That works. We're firing 76 beefs, 34 chickens, okay?
The Bear setting the new record for most nominations for a show in the comedy series with 23. 30 Rock held the previous record with 22.
Yes, chef.
It's not a comedy, though. Like, we can all agree on that, I think.
Not a comedy.
Right?
There are funny moments.
Yeah.
But it's not your traditional comedy.
So it was already like a crazy popular show at the Emmys. It landed 10 wins last year, making it the most Emmys won by a series in its first season ever. This time, they really went through everyone on that show. So the acting Emmy nominations: Jeremy Allen White, Ayo Edebiri, Eben Moss Backrack, Lionel Boyce, Liza Colin-Yates. All received nominations.
Amazing.
For the guest spots.
Amazing.
Olivia Colman, Jamie Lee Curtis, and John Barnthal. Basically, everybody on that show was nominated in an acting category.
Amazing. I love it. Did you finish? I know we talked about
I have
this.
not yet. I'm going to do it. I get a little bit of time coming up. I'm going to plow
Did you
through
watch
them.
this isn't a spoiler alert, but the Tina episode?
No.
Okay.
No. Carol Burnett became the oldest woman to get an acting nomination for Palme Royale. She's 91. Ryan Gosling was nominated for
his abs?
hosting Saturday Night Live with the Beavis and Butthead sketch.
Okay.
Right? When that thing
That's
took
so
off.
weird, yeah.
So he's nominated for that. But there you go. I mean, I think they're moving back to September this year. Yeah. Although they were just happened in like January because of the writer's strike and everything else happened, right?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Every beach in Toronto is currently unsafe for swimming.
Oh, darn.
All the beaches because of high E. coli levels following all that rain we got. All 10 supervised beaches have red flag status. Swimming in waters with high levels of E. coli exposes bathers. Why do they call them bathers? Why not just say swimmers?
Or just
that makes it sound gross.
Why? Gross. Yeah, why do you think they got E. coli?
Well, because if they're lying in it and not swimming, you're bathing.
No, you're not. Listen, they say swimming in waters with high levels of E. coli exposes bathers. Like when you say bathers, it's like somebody's washing their ass in the lake.
Yeah, why can't you just say
swimmer
or exposes people?
Yeah, swimmers.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if people were still doing that.
To an increased risk of infections, including ear, eye, nose, throat, and skin infections. If
body.
If the water is ingested, it may cause severe vomiting and or diarrhea.
Nasty.
So there you go.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Here's another story about why we should all be eating snakes.
Eating snakes?
Yeah. This is not going away. It came out like 6 months ago, too. So we all know that demand for meat is growing globally despite the carbon footprint and all the plant-based diets that the industries have been trying to push on people as an alternative is really not working. And so
because that food tastes nasty.
So now they're looking to reptiles. They say that snakes can tolerate high temperatures and drought, reproduce quickly, and grow way faster than traditional sources of animal protein while consuming a lot less food. Researchers estimate that China and Vietnam alone have at least 4,000 python farms producing several million snakes a year. This is mostly for the fashion industry, your handbags and your shoes and your belts.
Okay.
They say wild python has long been eaten throughout Southeast Asia, but the meat has yet to attract widespread international interest despite offering a chicken-like texture, low in saturated fats. One farmer said you can barbecue it or eat it in curries and stews. He said, I like to fry it in garlic butter until it's nice and crispy.
No.
I feel nauseous.
Wouldn't it taste like octopus?
Disgusting.
No, apparently it's like chicken.
No.
You
never.
You wouldn't eat python?
No, never.
No, eh?
Never.
Why not, though? Why not?
No.
You wouldn't
Would you?
I mean, I would try python.
I don't know. I can't.
Why
guys.
wouldn't you?
Not boiled, though. It would have to be fried. Or it would have to be fried or barbecued. That's like I watched that show Alone, right?
Uh-huh.
You know, like where they just take people and they stick them in the Arctic and then they make them survive for as long as they can.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a competition and they don't know who else is like still in the game and who's not in the game.
Yeah.
And because they have to consume so much fat in order to survive through the winter that they can't waste any part of anything they catch or kill, right?
Okay.
But they don't get a fish or like a squirrel or a rabbit or whatever.
Yeah.
They never just throw it over fire and like crisp it up and give it like a little bit of whatever because they have to have all the fat. So everything that they catch or kill, they stick in a pot and boil it. Right?
Oh, God, I'm going to throw up.
And so they eat boiled squirrel, right? And then when they're done eating the boiled squirrel, they drink the water.
Oh,
right?
That's so disgusting.
Squirrel broth.
Yeah.
So what do they do with the bone?
It's the only thing they don't do is they boil all the meat off the bones, everything else. Rat, boil it. Everything. Boil it.
So
Boil
disgusting.
it. Boil
That's
it.
so
Everything.
disgusting.
Everything. Fish head. Boil it.
Ew, okay.
That's-
I'm getting,
no.
Yes, I'm telling you. That's like it's you've never seen this show? It's amazing. But that's what they do. That's in order to get to get fat in you, you got to drink the fish water.
Yeah, that's so gross.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
There's a great video. The audio is too terrible to play, but it's Team USA practicing basketball.
Uh-huh.
And it's Steph Curry and LeBron James, and they're on the court. And in the background, all you hear is Not Like Us. And
They not like us.
Steph Curry says, damn with this song. It's not the only song in America.
Thank you, Steph.
Meaning it's just overplayed.
Thank you, Steph. You speak for the people, them, Steph.
And then LeBron says, nah, I love it.
Oh, how dare you? How dare you? You speak for the people, them, Steph.
He didn't say he hated it. He just said he's sick of it.
Yeah, I agree. Stop dancing, Cheesecake.
I didn't do anything.
You nodding your head.
It's a good track.
Oh, yes, don't co-sign, please.
Sorry.
Damn.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, Joe Biden's got COVID.
Oh, No.
Yeah.
And at his age?
Yeah. I mean, I guess he got out of his car yesterday though after they announced he had COVID and walked like past all his aides, not wearing a mask. So I guess you don't have to wear masks anymore.
Yeah.
Even though he was like mask up. I don't know. But his symptoms are mild. He's canceled his appearance in Vegas. He's going to go back to Delaware, where he's going to self-isolate and will continue to carry out all of his duties. This, as everybody on the news channels yesterday was talking about how there have been many meetings with Biden over the last couple of days where people are now speaking very frank to him about stepping down. And instead of being as defiant as he's been in the past, they're saying that he is a little bit more receptive to it now.
Really?
Here's the crazy thing. And I know people sit and they watch what they watch and they sort of love what they love. And they're very single messaged people, right? That's why everybody's so at odds with each other in America, is like where they consume their information from. And you wonder, like, sort of where the sort of like what are the extreme ends, right? And it's always like Fox News is on one extreme end and then MSNBC is on the other extreme end.
And then you got Facebook to throw in there.
Yes, Twitter, right? I want to play this clip from from MSNBC. So this is Joy Reid. They've now know that Biden has COVID.
Okay.
Coming off a weekend where Trump was shot. And in her mind, it's the same thing.
Here's the question that I have on that. These two men are both elderly. Donald Trump is an elderly man who, for whatever reason, was given 9 seconds to take a iconic photo op during an active shooter situation. Weird situation. We'll figure that out one day. But his survival of that and bouncing right back and going right to his convention is being conveyed in the media world as a sign of strength. This current president of the United States is 81 years old and has COVID. Should he be fine in a couple of days? Doesn't that convey exactly the same thing? That he's strong enough, older than Trump, to have gotten something that used to really be fatal to people his age. So if he does fine out of it and comes back and is able to do rallies, isn't that exactly the same? I mean, it's not exactly the same. It's not the same incident, but it's an elderly man coming through out of an illness.
Could you imagine if you could you imagine you're like, yo, how's your weekend? You're like, man, dude, somebody shot the top of my ear off. And they were like, oh, me too. I had COVID.
Yeah, no, it ain't the same thing.
That ain't the same thing. And I don't love either of them, but I'm saying that ain't
that is clearly not the same thing.
Yeah. Guys, over the weekend, I was doing this thing.
Someone's sick, someone got shot.
I was at a park. Some guy shot the top of my ear off.
Yeah.
The guy's like, wait till you hear this.
Uh-huh. Wow, we are the same.
I had mild symptoms of COVID.
Yeah, my throat hurts. I got a scratchy throat.
So wild,
and I'm
man.
stuffed up.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, did you have to throw out? Do you drink the Silk brand almond milk and all that stuff?
No,
you don't. You don't.
No.
See, in our house, Catherine had to throw all hers away.
We had to too.
You did?
you?
Huh?
Yeah.
How many did you guys have at home, Maria?
Well,
We'll start with you.
We just only had one, and then we had the coffee one.
Oh,
and but like honestly, we were all just kind of being paranoid. We just threw it out because realistically, it's all the same factory. Like, just get rid of it all.
No, you know
like,
what?
I don't wanna...
It was pause for a second. It was because of a listeria outbreak inside, and it was Silk brand almond milk, coconut milk, almond coconut milk, and oat milk. They were all recalled, and they had best before dates up to and including October 4th, which ours did in the fridge as well. I don't drink that stuff. Catherine drinks that stuff.
Maybe we do have that. I don't know.
And
same thing. Jenna drinks it.
And actually, 2 people died.
Oh, really?
From listeriosis. Yeah, from these products. Yeah, it was crazy. So again, like check if you have the Silk brand almond milk, coconut milk, almond coconut milk, or oat milk in the fridge with the recalled with the best before date of October 4th, because that's crazy.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Quickly before we go, if you were sick and diarrhea the bed, do you think that Jenna would help you, or do you think that you would have to clean it up on your own?
I think she would offer to help.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't allow because I'd be too embarrassed. And I would just take care of the situation myself.
What about if she was in the bed with you?
I get out.
Yeah. You would kick her out of the bed.
Out.
And then,
I'm going to deal with this.
Yeah. And then how long until you would be able to look at her again?
Months.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, never.
You?
Yeah, same. Months. It would be months. Justin Long, who is with what's this? Is it
Kate
Kate
Bosworth.
Bosworth? Is that who it is? So I guess what happened is Justin Long and Kate Bosworth were in Mexico, and he got some sort of stomach thing, whatever, and they were in.
If he had that silk milk.
I'm guessing they were in. He maybe had listeria. Yeah, he might have had that. But he was in real bad shape, and she was there helping him. And I guess this happened. He diarrheaed the bed.
I was hooked up to an IV, and she was having to follow me to the bathroom with a thing. So I was having to it was like Dumb and Dumber. I was just like really like comically unloading. And and then at one point that night, I woke up and I was there's no other way to say it. I can't dance around it. I had to bed. I had to bed, and and she was in the bed, and I had to just face all of these fears, and I thought, and by the end, I was like not even thinking about it. I was just she was next like 2 feet away from me with this IV bag, and in a weird way, in the weirdest way, I looked at her, and she was holding it so patiently, and she was like, everything's fine, and she was. And I thought there's something really wrong. I thought about how much I loved her. I was like, I just love this person. So I'm so grateful to this person. And she was not judging, not making me feel weird or bad or like, and I just felt so lucky. I felt so like, I was my brains out, and she was looking at me like lovingly, and there's no, and I thought this is really romantic.
That's what love looks like, though, right?
That's what love looks
and apparently smells like.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
Kiss925.com.
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.